do you do, or what can you do to like free your mind from all of it? Because right now, I guess you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. What's your way of freeing your mind or like relaxing or?
I've worked my whole life to build a countenance in myself where I can handle the weight of the world on my shoulders. I don't think you can throw somebody who's unprepared into the kind of situations that I've been thrown into and then just deal with it. I don't think people are born like that necessarily, but I've built myself up over the years, you know. I'm a very smart guy, I'm very strong, I'm physically fit, I'm mentally capable. So when I find myself in a situation like this, I think, okay, well, if I can't handle this, then who can? You know?
Yeah.
So, and what choice do I have? What does not handling it look like? Hang myself, shoot myself, start taking drugs, drink myself to death like a lot of people would do, start crying my eyes out all the time, develop drug addictions? No, I can't do that. So I don't have a choice. So I only know how to deal with things one way, like a professional.
Yeah.
So whatever happens to me is whatever's going to happen to me.
Interesting. So I guess you don't journal or meditate. You
Not really.
No journaling?
Nah, not really.
No meditation.
I don't meditate.
But I guess, I mean, exercise is meditative in a sense.
It is. People meditate in different ways.
Yeah.
Spend time with my daughter, train. There are things I do.
You're a family man, huh? I see the videos of you with your daughter. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to take you away from her.
Exactly. For years. For what? For nothing. These people don't really care. These people are truly evil. I think the people who attack me and Andrew, they might not like everything I say, which is good.
Fine, fair enough.
I would hate to live in a world where everyone thought exactly like me.
Boring.
How uninteresting would that be and uninspiring? You'd never meet anyone you could have a conversation with or debate with or have a different point of view, and you'd never learn anything new.
Yeah.
I'll speak to people who know things I don't. Maybe I disagree with, and they might change my mind.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah.
What I don't do is when I disagree with something somebody says, think, okay, well, I hope that person goes to jail. Let me try and use my power to lock them up. I think that is truly evil, especially when they know that behind the scenes, you know, I've got my daughter, I'm trying to spend time with my family, I'm trying to help people. I mean, me and Andrew spend millions every year helping people all around the world. And they want to throw me in jail? For what? Because they don't like what I say? It's stupid. I'm certainly not a human trafficker. That's just retarded.
Dumb as shit. No, I mean, it's crazy, but at the end of the day, I guess people are dumb.
Yeah, people are dumb. It's as simple as that. And they'd rather, instead of having somebody say things they disagree with, instead of listening to what that person has to say, there are people praying I go to jail. Praying.
Every day.
And I'm sure some of them are smart enough to know that all these charges are bullshit and know that this is just an attack from higher up and it's just being, you know, orchestrated on me.
Yeah.
And I don't wish that those people go to jail. I really don't, unless they've committed a crime. I don't want them silenced. I don't want them thrown in jail.
Yeah.
So when you look at history,
you don't think about them even.
No, because when you look at history, the people who want the other side silenced and want the other people's opinions silenced, want people's tongues cut out and want things banned and censored, they're never the good guys, ever. After 100 years of learning, they never turn out to be the good guys.
Even Prophet Muhammad, they threw stones at him.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
They used to throw the trash at him when he walked in the street. He's talking about kindness and empathy, and they throw his trash at him.
Yep.
And one day, you know what happened? This lady always used to throw trash from his balcony. And one day he's walking and he realizes as he passes by that street that there's no trash thrown on him. You know what he does? He goes and checks up on her. He's like, where is she?
Yeah.
Finds out she's in the hospital or like she's ill. And he goes to visit her. And he sits with her, you know? Like, that's so many. So, I guess I heard recently in the interviews where Andrew talks about you, he says that like, Tristan, mental fortitude inside jail, you just didn't give a shit.
Mental fortitude's part of life, man. I can't be the guy who crumbles and breaks down and cries.
So in jail you're chilling?
Well, it's not chilling, it's like this. Alright, so I was in jail for 92 days, right? If I hadn't been mentally strong, I would have been crying and smacking my head against the wall, screaming and panicking for 92 days. But I still would have been in there 92 days, nonetheless. So it wouldn't have changed my circumstance. There's a time for panic. There's a time for rash decision making. There's a time for crying even, if it's applicable to your situation. That would have benefited me precisely 0%. So no, I'm going to put a smile on my face, wave at the guards every day, give them a nod, ask them how they're doing, do my push-ups, and just continue being me. Like, I'm never going to break down.
But
and that's what they want.
So you were not always like this, though. This is something that grew over time of training and.
Yeah, I think it's my personality is developed. Obviously, you know, it took me I learned a lot of hard lessons in life.
Hard knocks.
So, I think that the people who threw me in jail certainly didn't. They underestimated who I was and where I was from. Maybe they thought I was some, I don't know, spoiled rich boy who'd never suffered any adversity or any hardship in my life, and they're going to throw me in jail, and I'm going to panic and sign a false confession or something.
And you're like, this is my day-to-day life.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to send me back to jail now. Fucking send me. Send me. Send me to jail, because if you send me to jail, now you have to tell the world the evidence against me.
And there's nothing.
The evidence is stupid. And look, chat logs where I said that my ex-girlfriend is my slave as a joke. That's the evidence against me.
Really?
That's what's in the official file. So the BBC, you have to understand, BBC documents came out recently, and a bunch of new articles came out saying Tristan talks about his ex-girlfriend being a slave, and he talks about enslaving women, and he says, oh, this bitch is my slave. This is a big bombshell. And I'm like, no. This is a tiny splash of nothing, because if the BBC, who hate me, right, after 1.5 years of investigation, after throwing me in jail, after investigating every single part of my life, they make this indictment saying this is why Tristan's guilty. And the BBC get their hands on it and they read it. And the worst is, did I talk about buying people, selling people, transporting people, making money from people? Is there even $1? No, the big bombshell is that I said a girl is my slave once. Well, if me joking that a girl is my slave is proof that I actually own slaves. Keep in mind, I'm half black. I'm the descendant of slaves. So what I refer to a girl as a slave, but I did say it. That's a real conversation. But that's proof I'm a slave owner? Like, the fact that that's the biggest thing they took from the file is actually very embarrassing. It just goes to show how weak the evidence is.
If the girl was upset about that, she would have come forward and said,
oh, she's not. She told the police I'm a wonderful man, I've never committed a crime. The person who I was actually referring to said I'm a wonderful person, I've never committed a crime.
no, shut up.
Yeah, no. They don't want to put that in the file. They don't want to put it on TV. Of course not. Of course not.
It's honestly crazy, the amount of corruption, you know, and like, I mean, obviously, like, the Romanian police are trying to do their job, but like,
look, the Romanian police force is full of very good people. The judiciary and the judges, again, very good people. Even the organization that keeps screwing me, DCOT, is full of some very good people, and they prevent very serious crimes, and they keep the streets safe.
It's very safe.
However, there are certain individuals within that organization who do not care about the truth. They do not care about fair. They do not care that innocent people are on the street. They don't care if you go to jail and you're innocent. They care about their careers, how much money they can take from you, how big of a trophy they can make out of you. They're going to cut your head off and put it on their shelf to say, I got Tristan Tate. Got me with what? It doesn't matter that I'm not a criminal. That's all they care about. These people are singularly focused. And again, that's why I describe them as evil. These are evil people.
You spoke about Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah.
I'm sure you read his books and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think about him? And what do you think about the book, man? The way the guy talks, like, or the way he writes, and it was his private journal. He was not even writing it for anyone else.
Yeah, and it's crazy that all these thousands of years later, people are still reading it. What I would say is, I just think that books like that need to be propagated and read more in schools. I mean, I know people read their Shakespeare and stuff, but now if you look at the books they're reading in American schools, books about transitioning your gender and stuff, I'm like, well, that's not what people should be reading. People should be reading books that actually, teach you something about how to think as a man, how to actually think, not how to regurgitate what you've been told.
There's only like 1.5 year difference between you and his age, right?
Yeah.
Usually that causes a lot of like arguments and stuff. And I've seen the relationship you guys have, off camera in restaurants, and the way that you guys have this relationship. Like, how have you guys built that relationship? And like, let's say I have a brother and I want to build a relationship with him. How does that work?
You just have to understand that in life you can't do it alone, and you have to form some sort of team. And if you're gonna get anywhere, you have to have good men around you, good friends around you. Every king had generals, every soldier had the soldier to his left and right. Every single person who's won any great battle or any great victory or any great moral victory didn't do it by himself. He had other people with him. So if you're born with a man and you have exactly the same blood, exactly the same interests, the same last name, you have to be fighting for the exact same things. You can go your separate ways if you like. If you really hate your brother, if you really hate members of your family, I understand. But I don't see who else there was in life, especially many years ago when I didn't know anyone to team up with. So we've just always been a team, and we've never even thought about it, never planned it. It just naturally happened. I think that's what God made brothers for.